Red Sox have been very active in free agency as of late, and I'm here to break down all of the new additions, as some of the names might not be blockbuster or headline worthy, but again, they are still going to be very respectable down the line. I'm here to break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, but first remember, if you're part of the 86.5% currently watching this video, not currently subscribed to the channel, please scroll down and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on everything Red Sox. We do appreciate all the love and support, so thank you guys so very much. But now let's get to it and break down the massive Boston offseason updates. Now, we're not discussing the Walker Buehler edition in this video. Evan covered that in the most recent Red Sox video, but we are going to be discussing two other pitching additions to this Red Sox team. The first one in Patrick Sandoval, the longtime left-handed pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels, as tweeted by Jeff Passan on December 20th, just 3 days ago. Left-hander Patrick Sandoval and the Red Sox are in agreement on a 2-year, $18.25 million contract. Sources tell ESPN Sandoval, 28, is coming off of Tommy John surgery and expects to return in the second half. He gets a strong deal with Boston, looking towards 2026 as well. Now, we can't just go over that. We have to acknowledge the fact that Patrick Sandoval, despite being the newest addition, we won't really see until the halfway point at the earliest if we are lucky. Again, we are going to be optimistic around here and say it'll be around the halfway point of this up-and-coming season, but don't be surprised if it is a little later, as this happened back on June 24th, June 25th, when he was pitching against his former teammate in Shohei Ohtani, facing the Los Angeles Dodgers on a Friday night, where he ended up walking Ohtani, and on the fourth ball in the final pitch he threw in that at bat, you could tell instantly, if you go back and watch the clip, Sandoval instantly knew he was walking around grimacing with that left arm, moving it differently, trying to flex it as he walked around and paced around the diamond. Everyone instantly knew there was some pain there, and as reported by Rhett Bollinger, as he goes on to say, Sandoval needs UCL surgery, out for the year. And he goes on to say this: left-handed pitcher Patrick Sandoval was hopeful he avoided major injury after exiting Friday's game against the Dodgers with a left elbow strain, but revealed the rough news before Monday's 5-1 series opening win over the A's that he suffered both a high-grade flexor tendon tear and a torn ulnar collateral ligament, which is better known as a UCL. Whenever we see that, which we do a lot in the MLB and really surrounding the game of baseball at any level, whether it be high school, college, or at the pro level, at again, minor league level, or in the bigs, it is a very constant and frequent injury that we see involving a lot of baseball players, obviously specifically pitchers, but again, it is not something that is rare. It happens multiple times every year, and it does not matter if you're the number one pitcher in the entire league, or if you're a depth type of guy like Sandoval is going to be for this Red Sox team. So yes, are we going to have to wait to see if Sandoval is going to be at earliest playing at the halfway point of this season? Yes, but if we look back at the stats, this is going to be a very good addition later down the line for the Red Sox for a few reasons. Now, he is a left-handed pitcher. He is a starter. Those are two things we absolutely needed. Yes, we went out and acquired Garrett Crochet, who's going to be our ace going forward. He's going to be our opening day starter, if I had to guess, for the Red Sox. But again, he's a left-handed arm, obviously. Sandoval, another left-handed arm. We've seen the additions in coming out of the bullpen in Aroldis Chapman, Slayton, the list goes on, of left-handed arms we've gone out and acquired this offseason, again, of the relief category. This is another starting arm that is going to add great depth to this Boston Red Sox rotation, and again, of the left-handed variety, is very, very nice. Now, there's a few things about Sandoval that really stand out. He's not going to blow you away with a fastball. He has never been that guy, but the off-speed and the breaking stuff has been so lethal for him throughout his entire career. Now, we also have to acknowledge the fact that he's been playing for a Los Angeles Angels organization that has been horrid. It has been horrible. There's no way around it. As long as I've been really following the game of baseball, which has been for the last 15 to 18 years, they have been horrible. Yes, they've had great players in Shohei Ohtani. Yes, they've had Mike Trout. But again, Mike Trout relatively hasn't been healthy. He's had very little opportunity in the playoffs because of the lack of talent surrounding him on the Angels. Obviously, they gave Rendon a bunch of money after a season of being great. They went out and gave him all that money, really reset their entire organization. It felt like they have a few good young pieces right now, but again, they are not anywhere near title contenders. And with that, Sandoval was a good piece. He wasn't a lights-out piece by any means. I'm not saying that. But if we look at his stats and we look at the years that he's played in Los Angeles and obviously in the MLB, the last 2 years have not been great. But again, look at the teams he's been on. These teams have not been good. He's not had any run support. And again, run support's one thing. Playing with the lead is another. And again, if you can get a few runs on the board, Sandoval could, as any pitcher, could really look different. Again, if you take players or good pitchers on bad teams and put them on good teams, they're going to look a lot better. They're going to win more games because they have more of an offensive production on the other side. Again, last year, a 5 ERA. The year before that, a 4.11 ERA. But if we look 3 years ago, which is, yes, now 3 years ago as we go into the next season, a 2.91 ERA. And if we look back at 2022, where Sandoval posted that 2.92 ERA, he was a lot better. And if that Baseball Savant page looks drastically different. Obviously, we looked at the first one originally. Yes, it doesn't look good. He only played until the midway point of June, the end of June, if you will. Not a full season, not a full season worth of reps. We look back at 2022 when he posted that his career best ERA. A lot of things stand out here. Again, the fastball velo is down below league average without a doubt. But again, if you look at everything else, his ability to throw the breaking stuff, whether it be the curveball or the change, or obviously the off-speed stuff with the changeup. He is a very, very good pitcher with the abilities to be even better. I know the last 2 years have been very difficult, without a doubt, but if you're looking at the breaking run value, he's a way above league average pitcher when it comes to that. The 94th percentile. You look at the whiff rate, you look at the chase percentage, the ground ball rate, all of these things are drastically up compared to the 2 years prior, specifically last season, which we just looked at. The hard hit rate is down, the barrel percentage is also down. He is a ground ball type of pitcher due to the movement he has on all of his pitches. Obviously, the fastball is down. If you look at the expected batting average, the expected ERA, they are both under league average. But again, I let him just find a rhythm with this Red Sox team, and I think this could really pan out to be a great signing in the fact that, yes, he's another left-handed arm, but he's adding great depth to this Red Sox rotation that I think is going to be extremely valuable later down the line when he's back and he's able to find his footing with this Red Sox team. I'm excited about this signing. In no way am I going to say that is going to be the best signing we've had this offseason. I'm going to say up to this point it's going to be Buehler in the sense of signings, not overall additions in the sense of trades and other transactions. But Buster only posted this on Twitter again this morning, saying the Red Sox rotation: Crochet, Houck, Buehler, Bello, Crawford, and Giolito. I'm not sure if Giolito is going to be there. I think he's going to be coming out of the bullpen relieving games, and I think that Cooper is going to be in the starting rotation. Cooper Criswell might find himself in the starting rotation like we saw at the end of last season. It's going to be interesting. This intrigues me a lot. I think the top of this rotation is very, very good with a few young pieces that could really find a rhythm going into next season. And again, once we add Patrick Sandoval to this rotation, obviously he's going to be on IL for the first half. I think the overall depth is going to be phenomenal. I think that's something we drastically missed last season, especially towards the end of last season. I think this is going to be a very beneficial move for the Boston Red Sox. And the last thing we're going to highlight is this move by the Red Sox as they signed Austin Adams to a minor league contract. The big thing standing out here is that they went out and they did acquire him and they signed him to a minor league contract rather than a major league contract. And in doing that, they are giving him the ability to really fight for a job position, fight for an opportunity to make this Red Sox organization and make it to the bigs. Last year, he wasn't great. He really hasn't had overall a great career, but he has a lot of upside. And I know the ERA and a lot of these stats are going to point the other direction. And it's kind of like, what is this? This guy is just going to be cut in 5 days. That could be the case. Yes, he could be cut the second spring training starts, without a doubt. But again, if we look back at 3.92 ERA last year pitching for Oakland, he did have 41 innings pitched. And if we look back to his 2021 season, he did not qualify for any of the stats on Baseball Savant through the last 2 years. But if we look back to 2021, he was pretty good in certain areas, bad in others. Obviously, the ground ball rate is way down. The extension rate way down. Base on balls way down. Chase rate is down. The expected batting average or expected ERA is right about league average, right with the fastball velo just being above league average. He's a two-pitch type of player, or a two-pitch mix pitcher. He fastball and a slider. He does throw a sinker. He did last season at least at a very, very low percentage. Whether or not we're going to see more of that, the Boston Red Sox did not throw a lot of fastballs and sinkers last season as an overall team. I don't have the stats to back that up in the sense of a visual presentation, but the stats are real. I did just see that. It is something that is a factor with this Red Sox pitching rotation. It's going to be interesting how that plays out next season. But again, this guy, if he does make the team, I think, and he does end up making the MLB roster, I should say, the 40-man roster, I think he could be a good piece in the bullpen if he can, again, just like Sandoval and these other young and really pieces that really need just to find their rhythm, find their footing in the MLB as well as with the Boston Red Sox specifically. Again, Austin Adams hasn't made a big name. And again, Sandoval, not a blockbuster name like Austin Adams. Obviously, Sandoval is a little bit bigger than Austin Adams as he is a reliever coming from Oakland. Again, playing for the Oakland Athletics. How many situations are you actually in a position to save? Mason Miller's getting all of those as he is a fireball type of pitcher. And again, he's extremely young with a lot of potential. I don't think this is a bad signing. I think this could plan out just like the Sandoval. And by the halfway point to the end of next season, this is someone that really steps out and could be a significant piece in the in the bullpen for the Boston Red Sox. I think it's going to be very intriguing. Overall, I'm excited about how this is looking for the Boston Red Sox with the new additions in Walker Buehler, in Patrick Sandoval, as well as Austin Adams and the others that we've seen this offseason. Expect more. It's not even Christmas yet, and we should see a lot more from this Red Sox team and really the entirety of the MLB offseason. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.